if my mom's round right in front of me, ugh.
And then even Okoye, she's like, mother.
Yeah.
She kept calling her mom like multiple times.
I need my job.
So please.
Does this mean I can come back?
Did you give the council the papers? It's like whenever you get a promotion and then your boss dies right out before they sign the official release.
Holy shit, dude. Please. I just...
Did the email go through?
Oh, so...
Up in the sky and wonder at our place in the stars.
It's a robot. And she's a goddamn robot. You are a toy!
My motto is, if you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Movie House Next Door. I'm Noah.
I'm Sherrod.
I'm Justin.
And we've got Sean on the audio. Before we get started today, could you please, if you're listening to this on YouTube at Movie House Next Door, if you could give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a nice little comment, share us around, anything. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, 5 stars review. It really helps us.
Please.
And it takes 2 seconds. Not even that. If
hit the
you're
bell.
fast.
And hit the notification bell, too.
And go ahead and smash that bell button. So, yes, that would be amazing. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I just got back from a funeral. Lord have mercy. We're going to jump right into it. Black Panther 2.
Wakanda forever.
Now, before Chadwick passed away, R.I.P., I wasn't really a fan of the Black Panther, the solo movie.
The first one?
The first one. I wouldn't, I just, the story was kind of mediocre and bland to me.
Well, you make it seem like after he died, you became a fan of it.
No. I'm just trying to, no, not at all. I still think it's very mediocre.
Okay, yeah.
I thought he was a better Black Panther in Civil War as like a cameo than he was in his own movie.
Yeah, I feel that.
Now, when Chadwick passed away, this one, when I was really curious about what direction they were going to go, are they going to even make a sequel? Are they going to recast? Are they going to like kind of respect what Chadwick did?
Were you for recasting?
No, I
wasn't either.
No, I was not for recasting at all because
I felt alone on Twitter in that respect.
You know what? And by the end of this review, I bet people will look silly because I think Marvel did a fantastic job on how they're going to introduce the new wave of the new Black Panther. I thought they did a really good job.
Well, for me, in the comics, it was always just like, well, one, Black Panther is a mantle, so that's super easy.
Right.
To pass down without recasting. And 2, Shuri, in the comics, has, when she needed to, taken up the mantle of Black Panther.
Exactly.
So to me, that was like an easy...
Yeah. And
without disrespecting someone who literally died.
Exactly. And that's, when we get to the beginning of this movie, the opening scene, I felt they did a really good job of explaining his death, but without disrespecting what he really went through in real life. At the beginning, King T'Challa dies from, they just said an illness. They don't go
disease, yeah.
They don't go into any detail respectfully. Really emotional because this whole movie was emotional for me. Because he really did die in real life, and those people really are grieving. So from their acting, I just felt they really pulled that from real life into this movie. And it was just super fucking emotional from the beginning. And the tribute they did with the
like whenever it says Marvel and it has all the scenes in the different movies.
I thought that was very respectful, very beautiful.
And it was silent the whole time too. So I was like, I feel like this is their like moment of silence.
Yeah. That was, and it was beautifully, respectfully done, in my opinion. And the funeral scene, I mean, you expected that. You knew that was going to happen. That was all throughout the trailer.
Yeah, it was. I think the beginning part was mostly what was in the trailer. Yeah, for the most part.
And they did a good job of not revealing any kind of story or anything like that. But so I'm going to tell you a little bit what's going on in this world we have now. It's been a year later since King T'Challa's death, and the United Nations are pressuring Wakanda into just kind of giving up their resources.
Because they were upset that they didn't fulfill their promises, a.k.a. give them vibranium.
Pretty much. Give them the access to, weapons, technology, things that Wakandans has been using for years to advance their culture and society. And the whole world just greedy, and they want a piece of that pie too. So maybe they can be on equal playing fields when shit hits the fan.
And they try and play it off as, well, vibranium can be used to create weapons of mass destruction. And then I love Queen Rwanda. She's like, we don't keep vibranium separated because we're afraid of the potential of its danger. We keep it away because of the potential of your danger.
And just like, boom. And then she's like, well, if you don't believe me, and then simultaneously as she's explaining this, you see like a military militia trying to raid a Wakandan science lab. Yeah. Where they hold a lot of vibranium and things of that nature. And so she is telling the story, and as she's telling them, she's like, y'all came into my house trying to rob me.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna, she brought the soldiers in, and she goes, she don't even care what country they're from. She doesn't even acknowledge that. She's just like, you do this again, this is gonna be active war, and we're gonna get down.
Yeah.
And none of them they want that.
It was obvious. I felt like it was obvious to me that it was the French lady.
Oh yeah.
Like those are her men. Because she was just like, shit.
Yeah. But I just like that she didn't even acknowledge who it was.
She was like, I don't give a fuck whose men these are. This is a message for all of you. Right. Stay out of my fucking country and stay away from my material.
Right.
Like, these are ours. We're keeping them away for a reason. And I also love how she just like tells them kneel, and then all of those guys just listen.
You know what? I was just like, they have to practice that. Like, when I say this, you better just get on your fucking knees.
Or they were just beat into submission.
Right.
You don't want to mess with the Dora Milaje. Fuck.
And so you see the pressure of the Wakandans are having on to give up the secret of this vibranium, and so here's when we introduce this machine that I guess the United States government has got their hands on. It's a vibranium detector, and I guess what it does, it's like the only machine in the world that can detect this special kind of metal. If you're not familiar what vibranium is in this world, it's a metal that can be used to make weapons.
One of the strongest
metals in the world. I think they mentioned that it can be not detected by metal detectors. That's how like pure this substance is. So there's this machine that the American government has their hands on, and so they're in the middle of the ocean trying to, because I guess the machine had picked up a signal, and it is vibranium in the ocean, and then
in the Atlantic, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the Atlantic Ocean, and they just assume that it's like Wakanda, because Wakanda is the only place that they
Has
know
known, yeah.
has had this. And
Ever, yeah.
Yeah, ever. And so they attack this boat, and you see that they're just these water creatures that you're just kind of like, what the fuck? They have the power to, I guess, sonically control you with their
Well, yeah,
song.
like siren songs.
Yeah,
I thought that was so cute.
Yeah, that
I
was
love
cool.
listening
That
to
was
it.
cool. These people, like, they sing this song, and I guess it sonically hypnotizes you, or you just jump off the ship
Yeah.
and just
Drown,
just
whatever.
drown, or they just kill you in the
Yeah.
water. So these mysterious Atlantean like creatures are just attacking this boat, and the people on the boat just think it's Wakandans,
Yeah.
they're just trying
Because they're
to
vibranium.
yeah, they're trying to protect their vibranium. And it turns out that they're not. They're just these mysterious water creatures that they really don't explain up until this movie. Up until that point, anyways. And just be wary of the machine. Like, the machine is the most important, like, part in that scene, pretty much. And so then they introduce Shuri's character, which she did an amazing job throughout this whole entire movie.
I think the only thing that like kept making me giggle throughout the film was that I just kept on remembering how while they were shooting the film during like the COVID stuff, they were talking about how they had to take months and months like of not shooting because she like refused to take the vaccine.
Really?
Oh yeah, she's an anti-vaxxer.
Oh.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't like her.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, and like during every like character's interaction, I was like, I wonder if they like actually hate her.
Man.
Because they had like months like of speed bumps solely because she refused to take the vaccine.
Damn. But she took a vaccine in this movie. She made one.
Yeah, I guess so. A vaccine of sorts.
But her character in this movie, she's obviously grieving, guilty because she didn't save her brother.
Or she feels guilty.
Or she feels very guilty, and just still not having really dealt with her brother's death.
She hadn't properly grieved, yeah.
Right. She just dove right into her, her science and whatever she does. She's trying to mask it the best way she can.
Yeah.
And the queen, is telling her, you need to kind of get over this. And at first I was like, man, like, just give her time. But I just remembered, like, the queen had just been done grieving too, not only with her son, but with her husband.
Yeah.
Who died. So I just felt like she knows how to grieve. She knows the process. So she's trying to teach her, like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
If you just accept it.
And stop drowning yourself in other things.
Right. Which I feel like, I've had people pass away, and it's really hard to, like, just separate your mind from or not separate your mind, but to just come to copes with that. That's really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And, she's trying to get her to do the ceremony of grief, like, just to let go. And as she's doing that, and I really want to get your opinion on this character, Namor just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, I love this shit. He comes out of nowhere, and they're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, who the fuck?
And because they've never had an intruder, and
Yeah.
it's crazy that they live that comfortably. They know nobody's gonna come in.
Yeah.
And so when they do, they just automatically know, like, something's wrong. That's a probably amazing world to live in.
Yeah.
Like, you just have no problems like that. It's crazy. So he gives the queen, like, an ultimatum. Like, there's a scientist in America that's capable of making these vibranium detectors. And you and I are the only ones that, have this in our culture.
Yeah. And
And
Sherry noticed it right
yeah,
away.
right away. And she was just like, you don't have, the queen was like, you don't have that. And she was like, it's all over
Yeah.
him. Like, he's dripped in it. Like, he was.
Yeah, like what little bit he was wearing.
Right. Probably.
By the way, bring back the Speedo, you cowards. I don't want biker shorts.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna get your opinion on. What was your opinion on his character?
I mean, the outfit was good enough. It's about as sexy as the MCU is gonna give us.
Right.
But yeah, I thought I liked his cockiness. Because I mean that's Namor.
Yeah,
He's gonna be like, he's known for being an asshole.
Right.
Because he is the shit. Like he acts like it because he is.
And I want to get your opinion on the little flippers. How do you think that translated the screen?
I was
versus
so
like a comic?
happy that they had the wings.
Okay.
Because, well, I mean, whenever they said that they're going to have Namor, I was like, they're going to think it's too, like, camp or something. Which it is. It's, like, so stupid. But it's great. Like, I love it. So whenever they had, like, concept art finally and, like, how they were going to do the wings, I was like, hopefully they don't make it, like, some kind of technology or something.
Yeah.
So I was glad to see that it was, like, actually, like, organic little wings.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. The ultimatum, he gives them is just like, either, kill that scientist who made,
or bring me the scientist.
Scientist, or you kill him. Like, either way, the scientist needs to go. And then he's, said something kind of very important. He goes, your son is the one who exposed vibranium to the world.
So it's your job to clean
pretty
up
much.
the issues.
So I'm just like, woof, okay. He's not lying.
Yeah.
Not lying at all. And he is the villain in this film. And one of my main gripes with Marvel is having these villains that we kind of sympathize with. This one really worked for me.
Well, I mean, because he is, although Namor is kind of a villain, he's also not. I mean,
right.
It's an issue with like Thanos and like other like actual like the Skrulls and stuff. But with Namor, it's like he's a villain because he doesn't play by other people's rules versus actually being a villain.
Right.
Like he's just like, stay the fuck away from me and my people.
And see, and when Marvel does it like that, and not like having the bad guy just having destruction and being like, but it's for a reason.
Yeah.
And just kind of like
he's just a quirky, misunderstood guy.
Exactly. I mean, there's really no misunderstanding from him. Like,
he's like, do this or I will go to war with you and you will lose.
Yeah. There's really no misunderstanding there. And
because he's trying to protect his people. Because they're going after his shit now.
You just automatically get it.
Yeah.
And everybody's wondering, who the fuck is this scientist that can create this machine that nobody else has even, I guess, thought of.
Yeah.
That the U.S. government has.
Like, even the Wakandans were, like, shocked.
Yeah.
Like, the United States?
Right. They showed
like the Americans? they did this?
They showed the fuck it was, too.
Not the Russians?
And, I bet the audience thought it was a cis white man who fucking did it. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't like Tony Stark or anybody. It was a young African-American woman. I wouldn't say black. I don't want to say African-Americans because they didn't specify on like what she was.
She's black.
I'm just going to say black.
Yeah, she's black.
Ironheart,
yeah, Ruby Williams.
Yes.
My only issue with her was that they made her
the comic relief
19.
Yeah. She was. What was she younger than that?
She was 15.
Okay.
In the comics, she was still attending MIT, and that was like her whole thing is that she was a 15-year-old attending college, and she made her own Iron Man suit. And so that was her whole thing is that she was like a child prodigy, which she still is. She's just older than in the comics.
Right.
And that's kind of like what they're doing with like all of the young Avengers / champions. Like they're all having their ages, like, because they're all supposed to be the same age or around there. And they're like completely like all of them are fluctuated.
Right,
like
right,
there's
right.
no
There's yeah, I get what you mean.
like
I get
she's
what you mean.
like Riri should be the same age as Kamala Khan,
Okay,
Miss
okay.
Marvel.
I really like the representation they had throughout this film. Of course, you know, throughout film history, African Americans hadn't been, just looked at in a positive light when it comes to movies. Either, you're a slave in a movie, or you're
Killed off,
you're
or
killed
you're
off,
dumb,
or you're dumb, you're somebody's butler, or
Yeah.
you're somebody like somebody like that, or a gangbanger or whatever.
or comedic relief,
Exactly.
or like you're just the loud one and stuff
it's
like that.
really good to see an all black movie like this have that type of representation. Like there, you can go to MIT, and
Yeah.
that shit is possible for anybody black. So I'm really glad they had that character in there to show young people you have this representation too.
Yeah.
It's not just the comic relief or being the class clown in every fucking movie. So
Which
I'm
she
really
was,
enjoy that.
she was kind of the comic relief.
She
but,
was.
It's also just that like outsider point of view because
Right.
she's the only one in the film, pretty much, who isn't Wakandan.
Right.
So her like comedic relief was just like, oh, are y'all like recruiting me? Like,
Right.
is this it?
Exactly.
And so yeah, I didn't really mind that.
Yeah. That I loved it. So at this point in the movie, it's like, cool. Let's get into some action.
Yeah.
Like finally, like it's been like an emotional roller coaster up until then.
Oh yeah, then whenever Queen and Wanda, they're like, we found the scientists.
Exactly,
They're out
yeah,
of school. And she's
yeah.
like, as a professor?
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
no.
They were shocked. They were shocked. And, they convince her to, come to, Wakanda. They see all her designs and inventions, and they're just like, holy shit. Like,
whenever Riri tells Okoye, she goes, you should be mindful of that ashy head coming up in here.
Oh my God. I know the movie theater erupted when that shit happened.
not.
She was like, I told you, what the fuck? Did you hear the Rihanna shout out?
I think so. She said something like, you look like Rihanna or something.
No. She said something, or is my makeup the wrong blend? She goes, no, you look fine. It's Fenty.
Oh, okay.
I was like, ooh, what a shout out.
You do one song for a movie.
And I need you to shout me out. Like, wow, I need to be in a dialogue. The car chase scene, when they all split up, I thought it's always cars with these Black Panthers. It's always car chase scenes.
I did like Riri's suit too. Her first model.
Oh yeah,
I thought it looked really
yeah.
good.
I was just like, another car chase scene in a Black Panther film. And not that it doesn't work. I was just like, it was done very well because it was just not just in one car. It was from three different perspectives.
Yeah.
That was cool, but I was just kind of like, fuck, another car chase scene. But they made it up for it with the Iron Man, Iron Heart suit. And I really thought she was going to do the same thing Iron Man did in Iron Man 1, where he just goes up too high and it kind of just freezes, and he didn't really think about the altitude thing. And
she thought about it.
Exactly. I was just like, okay, that's fucking cool. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And I thought it was pretty cool too. She came down. There was a scene where she came down and was like, I got you. I got a trick for you. And she just blows
them all
up. I
up,
was like, damn, she just killed them.
No, they ran away.
This shit was so funny.
You see them run off first.
I was like, well, shit. I didn't. I was like, holy fuck. She just killed him. But the standoff on the bridge.
That is a lot of property damage, though.
It was. The standoff on the bridge, where it kind of shows the Wakandans fighting
the Telecan.
The Telecan.
I honestly don't remember. I've just been calling them Atlanteans just for simplicity's sake. But they're like Telecan. I'm pretty sure is the pronunciation.
And this was like the first encounter that a Wakandan has had with him, like in a battle.
Other than Shuri.
in a
The queen.
let's fight
Oh,
standpoint.
yeah.
And the general was just like fucking takes out all of them, but they like get up like zombies.
Mm-hmm.
The action scene, that it was okay.
I wish we would have seen Namora get to fight more.
Yeah,
Like I was a little bit like we saw Atuma.
yeah.
We saw him fight Okoye, but I'm more interested in Namora.
Yeah.
And so I was like, And also she's supposed to be I mean, because she's Namora's cousin, she's supposed to also have like regular skin tone outside of
Right.
the water. But
And I want to get to that regular skin tone, blue skin tone thing too when because that
I didn't like how they did that.
it really didn't make any sense to me. But the scene we're talking about, it really kind of shows the same skills that the Wakandan has, and they have too. It's very equal.
They're very proficient fighters.
Very, and they've come from very disciplined tribes.
And
too.
arguably, they'd be stronger. Just because, I mean, Atlantans in DC, I know that they're stronger because they're used to fighting underwater.
Yeah.
So they have to be able to push
Yeah.
harder to actually do their movements versus
So-
someone underwater to be moving in slow motion.
So going on land is like
Like you're
yeah,
you're doing
going
more
against the
force.
air. Yeah. So, the general loses Shiri
Mhm.
to Namor.
Yeah, 'cause she gets thrown off the bridge.
Yes. So I was just like, man, I felt so sorry for her. She goes to the queen and she's like, I lost her, but I'm gonna do everything in my might to get the queen, Zuri back. And the whole council is looking at her like, bitch, you lost
You
your
don't know what's
job.
about to be
Like,
happening. Yeah, she don't know.
the queen
Her life,
got kidnapped.
it was in danger.
This woman has already lost her son and her husband. Now the queen's getting kidnapped because
The
of
princess.
you. The princess. Sorry. And you really think like we're gonna give you another chance? And she is just like, I've given my life to Wakanda.
I'm giving
like,
everything.
and then one of the council members he was just like, she gave up her, like, she was about to kill her husband for Wakanda. And she was like, I gave up everything. And the queen looks at her, and the speech is like fantastic. Like Angela Bassett did a fantastic job.
She did. I mean, it's Angela Bassett.
Yeah. Just, I lost everything. Like, I lost my husband, my son, and now my fucking daughter's gone. She was like,
have I not given everything?
Oh my!
There is this little kid in the theater. After that part, this little kid goes, she's talking loud.
I was crying at that part. I was just like, God damn, dude, here we go. I was like, I'm really crying on this fucking part of the movie. And I was just like, that shit was just so
like
powerful.
30 minutes in.
Yeah, that shit was just so fucking powerful because she was just like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah,
like, talking
to tell
about
me
everything.
that you've given everything.
Yeah.
You chose to join the Dora Milaje. I
Yeah.
didn't choose for my husband and child and daughter
Yes.
to be lost to me.
And then she said, you know what? You can go see your fucking husband anytime you want to.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, woo, that was fucking powerful, man. Angela Bassett, she deserves
delivered.
something. Yeah, she
She
deserves
delivered.
something for that. Like, man. And so, and this is where people are coming back. The character Nakia, played by Miss Lupita.
Lupita Nyong'o.
She was off.
Mexican queen.
Who?
Lupita?
Is she Afro-Latina?
Well, she's from Mexico.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, she is.
I don't think she's... Do you know, Justin, if she's Latina at all? Or is she just from Mexico? I know she's from Mexico and she like speaks fluent Spanish.
Okay, she probably is. She's Afro-Latina. And her character, Nakia, comes back. And for those of you who weren't familiar with her character, she was King T'Challa's love interest.
Yeah.
In the
She was a
first one,
spy.
she was a Wakandan spy. She
I think in the comics she betrays them. So
Wakanda.
Yeah. So I was wondering in the first one, like, are they gonna have her do that? And they didn't. So I was like, maybe in the second one, and they didn't
Well,
do it.
the way they got it set up now,
Yeah,
I don't think.
yeah.
I don't think they
can.
should go that direction. But she's back. The queen, is visit her, and the queen's, just a little upset with her for not attending King
The
T'Challa's funeral.
Yeah.
And she just say what
She is Hispanic.
Yeah, she's a Kenyan / Mexican.
Okay. Oh yeah.
She was born in Mexico City, Mexico. I just learned that.
Yeah. So she's just explaining, like, he was like the love of my life. Like, I just didn't want to go to the funeral because that's final. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to see that.
It's like you are Wakandan.
And as an audience, you just like give her a break. Like,
Yeah.
come on. And the queen is just like, there's trouble. I need you to do this for me. The princess has been kidnapped, and I need you to get her back. And
She was like, I left that shit behind me, girl.
she was
I was
like,
like,
do
no,
it.
the hell you did.
Do it for fucking.
She said, you get your back. You think I came over here to ask?
Right. I'm the fucking queen.
She said, no, honey, I was telling you.
And so this next scene was beautiful to me. The interaction between the princess and Namor. Him taking her
Down to Telecon.
Yeah, and just telling her his story and how, and this is when I want the skin thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when he explains how he was birthed and how his ancestors or mother drank this, what was it like?
Well, they were dying of disease.
Mhm.
From the, what are they called? The Spanish colonizers.
Oh yeah, okay,
conquistadors?
yeah.
Something like that.
The Spanish Armada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever they were, colonizing South
Yeah.
America, and bringing their own disease,
Right.
much like the Christopher Columbus, they were like dying off, and so they were just like, we gotta go. And then one of them, I think they said it was a chief,
Mm-hmm.
had a vision, or he was praying to the gods, and then their gods, and then they led him down to this tunnel where there was a glowing plant, and then they ingested it, passed out, and then woke up and needed oxygen
Okay.
or needed water.
Right.
But when their skin started turning blue,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not really a fan of that.
Because I was just like, and then he, Namor mentioned he's a mutant.
Yeah, he had a mutation. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just assuming that with that, what I guess, what would you call it? Serum they have, or
Yeah, I mean, it's the reason why I don't like it is because they connected the vibranium to both the Wakandans and the
Yeah.
Telecon. And then now they're doing this flower thing.
mm-hmm.
Just like the Black Panther ingests the Purple Heart, they ingested, I guess, at the beginning of their race,
So
that blue flower.
so that just came hereditary over time, or they just have to
I
keep
think
doing
once
that?
they did it, it was hereditary.
Okay. And
That's my assumption.
okay. So because I was just trying to learn like this world, this
Mhm.
underworld that I really not
Because before
familiar
they were
with.
just Atlanteans.
Right.
Like they didn't have to eat a flower and then
Right.
couldn't
Okay.
be there.
But he takes her around and it's pretty much underwater Wakanda, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like it's beautiful. And then he explains to her like, I have to kill the scientist. Like
to protect this.
to protect all of this, and it is beautiful. And that's when I mean by like you see, it's like it's not one of those you show me why I should be on your side. It's like as an audience, you just automatically get it. Like you just when as soon as he said it, you're just like, man, like, well, you still don't have to kill the girl.
Yeah.
Like still, and that's what Shuri is trying to explain to him. Like, and he just like.
She's like, we'll keep her in Wakanda.
And he's just like, no.
It's like, I have to kill her.
Yeah, and that's when you're just like, okay, they tried to negotiate with you. Now you are the villain now.
Yeah,
like,
and I think he even tells her too, like, you don't want to go to war with us, and we will.
Right, exactly. And then that's at the point to me where he turns the villain card on. Like, fuck this guy, because he's not even listening.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the best villains I've seen this year from what are we on, phase 5, phase 6 movie?
Yeah, I think we're in 5.
He's probably the best villain so far. Like, because it automatically just switched in an instant. And not like, okay, first screen time, like he's the villain. Like it took a long time for you, like, we'll see.
Yeah.
If we can work out.
What I didn't like also about the Telecon/Atlanteans was the fact that their skin was normal toned in the water and then only turned blue outside of the
water. Okay.
Yeah, I did not like that just because, I mean, that's kind of a big part of Namor's like upbringing too, is that he was kind of looked at different and all of that because he's the only pink fleshed, or he was, non-blue person in his entire species other than Namora, his cousin. So it's like that kind of takes away from it to me. Like, why couldn't you just keep them all blue? Because that, like I said, that was a big thing about his backstory.
Right.
Was that like they were kind of like, yes, you're our king and you're one of us, but you're also like kind of an outsider as well because of your half human DNA.
Right. And so, speaking of war, and they go to it, and the war is for, at this point, just the upper hand. Like, I think Namor just wanted to kill the scientist, all obviously because she knew the secrets to finding vibranium, and then once they find the vibranium in the ocean, they're gonna find them. Yeah, and that's what he doesn't want. So they're going to war.
Well, and then there was an also thing whenever he was speaking to Rwanda and Shuri the first time, he says, "Do not tell anyone of our existence." Like that was a very important thing. It's like, our existence does not leave Wakandan knowledge. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Right.
And then he gives her the conch shell to, like, whenever you need me, blow into this and place it in the ocean, and I'll be there.
Right. And the Wakandans really respect that because they too had those same policies.
Yeah.
At one point. So they respect it. And, throughout the movie, the American government too is trying to figure out who attacked them.
Because they keep on asking, like, if it's not you, then who is it?
Right.
And they were saying, well, we can't disclose that information.
Exactly. So
we signed an NDA.
There's this triple threat or double threat that the Wakandans are experiencing. Yeah. Like, one with the underworld and one with the surface world as well. Because the American government is on their ass, and then this newfound civilization is on their ass too. Yeah. So, and then you can't tell one the other. Yeah. Like, you can't disclose any information. So the Wakandans in this movie are really just stuck between a rock and a hard place, like trying to clear their name with the Americans and then trying to not have a war.
Throw them under the bus.
Throw them under the bus without, causing like a real war.
Yeah.
So they go to war.
Well, notably, Namor only calls for war because, well, she had already been planning the breakout of Shuri
Right.
beforehand. But Namor even says, like, if I see any Wakandan in my city or anything like that, then it is war. Meanwhile, Nakia was already there.
Simultaneously, as he's saying that, she
was breaking her out, killing Telecon and all that shit.
Right, which sparks a war and pretty good war scene. Like it
was reminding me of because Namor has flooded Wakanda before,
right?
And Black Bolt actually helped Wakanda against him. And so I thought that was a nice little callback.
Yeah, Wakanda just getting flooded like slowly with water, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I thought that was really cool visuals.
Yeah, and they attacked and they fucked shit up.
Yeah,
they really fucked shit up. And then this is probably one of the only parts in the movie where they really show Namor's strength and quickness and agility and all that stuff. And he's pretty fucking fast.
Especially while flying.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking fast, super fast. And mind you, he is the first, like, mutant. I'm not the first mutant, but one of the first mutants the MCU has officially stamped as mutant because they actually say it out loud.
And he's also Marvel's first mutant.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I was pissed off whenever they made Kamala Khan a mutant.
Oh,
and then Namor was coming like a couple months later.
Okay, I didn't know that. Wow, okay. And the I cried again in this fucking part. Like he goes to the queen, and this is spoiler alert.
This whole thing is spoilers, though. Our whole channel is spoilers.
We were just going over scenes. Like, this is a spoiler. This is spoiler shit right here.
That's true.
The queen dies. Like
them water grenades.
Oh fuck, dude, that shit was so fucking.
Well, she wouldn't have died if she just let Riri die.
she couldn't let.
That is her fault.
She couldn't. And black people can't swim. Like,
oh
it's
my
like,
god.
Like, why? Hey, what?
I don't know that.
You knew
actually,
it was
don't
coming.
put that
you knew
evil
it was
on
coming.
me.
They flood
I don't know
Wakanda.
that shit.
They flood Wakanda. Somebody's drowning. Most people are drowning. I'm just playing.
What the fuck?
But
every week you come on here and express your microaggressions.
No,
these are my people.
And
I have to deal with
these are my people.
Oh, so now they're your people.
Run back.
You run back. Now that you're just unpacking a lot here. This is too much for me. All right, well, it's nice review. I think we gotta end it here.
But the great Angela Bassett is dead.
Yes.
And this is another point I cried in a fucking movie, dude. This shit, she was calling for her mama, dude. Y'all gotta relate to that out there, man. Your mom dying and you go, mama, like what? That shit was sad as
I relate
fuck.
to that. I remember when my mom died. All of our moms are dead here.
Your mom,
well, no, you're like, you gotta relate to this. All our moms, as far as I know, are alive, so we can't really.
I'm not really relate to it, but you know what I mean. Like, you can put yourself in that position and be like, fuck. Like, if my mom drowned right in front of me, ugh.
And then even Okoye, she's like, mother.
Yeah.
She kept calling her mom like multiple times.
I need my job.
So please.
Does this mean I can come back?
Did you give the council the papers? It's like whenever you get a promotion, then your boss dies right out before they sign the official release.
Holy shit, dude. Please. I just...
Did the emo go through?
Oh, so... Yeah, I thought they was going to resuscitate her, but they didn't. She just died. Had another funeral. 2 funerals in this fucking film.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ, like
Yeah.
I'm on an emotional roller coaster at this point. Like I'm just like, God damn. And then
I wasn't.
I remember this was a fucking Marvel movie, and they have to put shit in here that just don't make any fucking sense.
Like what?
So throughout the movie, there's these CIA agents that are working trying to find out who attacked their ship, and the colonizer, I forgot the actor's name, but
I don't remember his name either.
he's the colonizer white dude they make fun of.
Shuri's favorite colonizer.
Right.
Yeah. She goes, does this mean I get to see my favorite colonizer?
And throughout the film, he's like committing treason to the United States.
I think he's the official like U.S. Wakandan liaison.
Yeah, but he's working. Now I won't say working with them, but giving them information to just kind of balance this thing out.
Yeah,
trying to not cause friction, because he really knows you don't want it with Wakanda.
Yeah,
like even if we
you
had
think
to,
you want
right?
It. Mitch it out.
So Shuri leaves these beads around, the bridge scene. So this is what I had a problem with. So the lady he's with, which is his ex-wife, the lady he's with is just like, we already know that you're working with them. Like, I had that bead bugged.
She's like, I bugged them before you even found them. It's like, bitch, I showed up before you.
So you mean to tell, and this may be nitpicky, let me know if I am. You bugged Wakandan technology that has been picking up everything in its path. Like, they can tell when a fucking drone is thousands of feet up in the air, and they can tell when another locator is thousands below sea level. So I'm like, you meaning to tell me you didn't pick up this American bug that was somehow planted on
how do you plant a bracelet? How do you plant a bug on a bracelet?
But even that Wakandan technology couldn't be like, yeah, we're being bugged right now. You would think, right?
You would.
It was,
especially one that belonged to the princess.
Exactly. And I'm just like, okay.
National security, people.
I guess the U.S. has something the Wakandans don't, which is like a cloak.
The power of whiteness.
I just thought that was, that may be nitpicky, but I just thought that was kind of like a little slap in the face to the technology that they have. Just a little bit.
They had to wrap it up with like that plot point somehow.
Plot point, they really did. And so at this point, the funeral, I think Namor said they had like 10 days to respond, or he was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And so at this point, it's kind of like you're kind of wrapping the movie up. It's like a back to the lab. Like, let's work on some stuff. So this whole, I guess montage of things that they're doing. She's trying to pretty much get the Purple Heart back.
Yeah, because in the beginning of the film, that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to remake a synthetic Purple Heart to help T'Challa, but it kept failing.
Right. And I think she's been working on that ever since.
I think like probably on and off.
On and off. She probably not, just into it because she is grieving and things like that. And that's probably a really sore subject toward her. But
especially since she couldn't do it.
Right, exactly.
When her brother needed it.
Right. And so she ends up creating it. She does, her simulation of it.
Well, she, and this is the thing that I was just like,
okay,
there's no diversity in the MCU at all. Because I guess, and that's why I didn't like the whole thing where they ingested that shit and then the Telecon came to be.
Right.
Because as Namor was explaining to Shuri whenever he was showing her the city, they had made, out of the threads of the plant, they had made a bracelet for his mom that he had kept, and that's what he gave to her. And so she used those threads as like a startup to see like, well, they may have similarities.
Right.
And then that's pretty much what recreates the Purple Heart.
Right.
Is the flower that the Telecon used to start up their species.
Right. Pretty good job of kind of explaining that. I guess that kind of, kind of ties their cultures together too.
But that's what I don't like.
Yeah,
it's like there's
exactly.
no diversity here. Like
I get what you're saying.
They're both like dependent on vibranium, and now they both kind of get their like superness from the same
Marvel
source.
is saying these minorities need to stick together. That's what they're saying. Stick together.
I think what they're saying is that all minorities are the same. Because I'm telling you, they're going to do the same thing with the Inhumans and the mutants. Like, I get what you're saying. They're going to do the same thing.
I get what you're saying. You're this version of this. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's like, no, they're different species.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Wakandans are human.
Right.
For one.
And so, this may have been necessary for the film. I just necessarily didn't like it. So she gets the Purple Heart back, and, they don't bury her like traditionally because
we got a time crunch.
It's a time crunch too, and then her character is always based on like she doesn't do traditional like values and things like that. What they do, and she's she drinks it, and she's hoping to to go beyond and see
the
either
ancestral plane,
right, and see either her mother or her brother, but instead she sees
her cousin
Killmonger, in which I was kind of like, they kind of missed out on another emotional scene if they would have like showed her mother or something like that. And initially, I was just like,
"There's too many emotional scenes."
I instantly thought of that. But when it was Killmonger, that was kind of a twist. It was kind of like, oh shit, like,
because I guess who you most need to see.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
or low key like want to.
That's probably That's how what I got out of it.
Yeah.
And it was Killmonger. In the first one, he was the villain, the military militia that was Wakandan, that tracked them down, that pretty much burned. He was the reason that
all the Purple Hearts
were gone.
Yeah.
And it was really just weird to see him give her counsel. And it was very aggressive.
Well, it was weird to see him in the ancestral plane to begin with.
Right.
Like, you betrayed your ancestors.
Exactly. And it was very like aggressive.
Literally worked for the United States government.
Yeah, he did. And it was just a bunch of like, do what whatever means necessary, like kill if you have to. It was just very like Killmonger-ish information. And I was just kind of like, ugh.
Like, we're here for revenge.
Right. And I just kind of felt, I'm just kind of like, I really didn't enjoy Killmonger's character.
In the first one or in general?
Just in the first one. Like, I don't really have a problem with him in the comics, but I guess it's just Michael B. Jordan for me. I just don't think he's a good actor at all. He's just so bland. And I just kind of like,
I see that.
And so she's pretty upset that she saw him, and she's like, why didn't my brother come to me?
Or her mom.
Or her father. Yeah.
Anyone.
like anybody but this motherfucker, man.
Why is it my usurper cousin?
And she's the new Black Panther. And they lured Namor out, and they just had another battle in the water.
I wasn't exactly a fan of that like thought process too, of like, oh, he needs to be in the water, we can just dehydrate him. Like, I was just like,
yeah.
I guess you have to give him like a weakness somehow, but I mean, also like once you have the strength of the Black Panther, you can just beat his ass.
Yeah, because they had this whole contraption, like plan to dehydrate him.
Yeah, take the moisture away. Because they're like, he went back in the water, so that means he must need the water. It's like, no, he also just like lives there.
Right. this war on the water, it's pretty dope scene. They,
Mhm.
um, not too much, not too little, just enough where
Yeah.
it's getting to the point.
I did think it was funny that the Wakandans are like low key getting their ass like handed to them.
Yeah, they were. Well, I mean, they were in their territory. Like once that they destroyed that sonic,
Like the propeller
that
thing.
sonar
yeah.
thing, it was like, what are y'all gonna do? Like
True.
you're on water. Like
Like you've only got two. I didn't really care for the Iron Man suits either.
yeah, I'm just sick of seeing Iron Man.
Yeah.
I'm
And I did
tired.
not like the Ironheart design.
Yeah,
It was
just the
ugly.
those-
The shoulders.
shoulders,
Well, it was all
yeah.
ugly, but the shoulder pads did not.
Yeah,
help.
that.
It was the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
I'm just tired of seeing Iron Man suits. To be honest.
Well, she's an Iron Man character,
I
so I was
get it.
expecting that, but I was like, that is gross. Like it was not pleasant to look at. Like
Yeah.
whenever they, I'm jumping ahead a little bit.
No,
But whenever they tell her like you can't take the suit, I was like, thank God, like destroy that,
Well,
please.
shit, it's Wakandan tech.
Yeah, that's true. Well, she's the one who made it.
Well, yeah.
She's
yeah.
like, I etched my name into the side. Where's your name on it?
And so the final showdown between the new Black Panther, Shuri, and Namor. Pretty good fight scene.
Yeah, it was yeah, I mean I guess for him being weakened and both of them being just like out of it
Yeah.
kind of. What I did find annoying was that he didn't say Imperious Rex the entire time until he was like already down.
So is that his what is that?
Imperious Rex is just something that he says that he yells. But whenever he's like beating ass.
Oh, okay.
Like he'll just like bust in, be like Imperious Rex, and just like punch a bitch in the face and shit like that.
So he said it when he was like down.
Well, he was just like Imperious Rex. It's like
Oh.
that's like.
Oh, okay.
And then I think she says like Wakanda forever
And
as
then
her
blows.
response.
Is that when she like blow? That was like a cold.
When she blew his back out, yeah.
Dude, he got fucked up, and she was in position to kill him,
hmm
and she doesn't.
I did think that's why they didn't show her meeting her mom, because then her mom does talk to her in that moment.
Yeah. I was gonna say that when they did that, I was kind of like, okay, I guess the Killmonger scene was just for like more of a warning, like you can turn into this
Yeah.
if you continue to go down this like vengeance path.
Yeah.
So it did kind of.
And I
thought
did
it was
like,
better that
that montage too, where it was like throughout the film they just took bits of Wakanda and like their life, and then like right afterwards it would show her visiting Telecon
yeah.
and like the similarities
Yeah.
between them, and like they're like just trying to live their life too.
Yeah, they were like, we need about 3 more minutes of film. Like, what are we gonna do?
Oh my
just
God,
let's just put
no.
the shit. Oh, we already shot.
Afterwards I was talking to my friends and I was like, the movie says 2 hours and 40 minutes, so technically it's about like 2:30 because 10 minutes of it was from the first film and then rewatching what we already watched.
Shit they already shot.
Yeah. Because then they had that like 2 or 3 minute shit from the first film.
Yeah,
So I was just like,
Yeah,
I'm just reusing. Like, you can't give us deleted scenes?
yeah, right. Deleted scenes would have been like a more like just fresher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Versus
I agree with
literally from the first film.
and it gave its final tribute to Chadwick
Yeah.
Boseman. It was again emotional as fuck. Like I was telling Noah before this, I think his death in real life really inspired. I mean, they pulled from real emotion.
Mm-hmm.
They had to. This is a very emotional film. Like the story is pretty good. As far as like keeping us entertained on
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. There's none. I wouldn't say there's a real dull part in this movie. Really, I don't know if I was just
Yeah.
excited to watch it. I saw it. I'm fresh from seeing it, so this is my like a fresh take. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I liked it too. I liked it a lot. Other than just like I mean, from any MCU film, I'm just like there's things that you don't really need, like the making the Telecon and the Wakandas too similar.
Right.
And just shit like that. Like you don't really need to do all of that. The Telecon are an ancient society, any
Right.
society that's that old, and like they're gonna have more of an advantage over everyone else. They shouldn't need vibranium
Right.
specifically, So that was my only real issues. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie overall.
Okay. I want to talk about just the peaceful ending that it did have of
Mhm.
Shuri sitting on the beach, just kind of accepting, her
Well,
loss.
before we get into that, I think
Mm.
that we should also mention that it was kind of funny too. At least it was funny for me to see them come back, Shuri and Namor,
Mhm.
and then everyone's like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And then he's just like, "Telecon," and they're all like, "Woo!" Like we're at peace or whatever. And then Shuri goes, "Wakanda forever." Then like all 10 of the Wakandans are like, "Thank God."
The rest of us are fucking dead. I was like,
They're
yeah,
like, "Wakanda forever." It's
yeah,
like,
they
thank
was
fucking God
they was
y'all
about to get
resolved
fucked
this.
up.
Yeah.
They was about to get fucked up. But that's so funny. But just such a peaceful ending of her just accepting her brother's death and just
Finally.
try not to remember him as like trying to save his life and just remembering him as just my brother.
Yeah.
And just
The king.
accepting. And it ties into the in credit scene, which cried again. Like Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, I didn't hate it, but I thought that it was. I think the whole situation is kind of like a cop out, right?
It is, but
Because then they're just like,
damn, man, they did it so. I was just like, oh my God, dude. So Nakia, it turns out, she wasn't being truthful with what she was saying about not going to the funeral.
As soon as I saw that little boy, I turned to my friend, and
So she has a son by King T'Challa, and he's been secretly hiding this whole time. And when he goes up to her and she was like, "This is your auntie," and her face is just like,
okay.
oh my God. I started crying. I was just like, dude, she just lost her brother. Now she just got a nephew. Like, I was just like, God damn, dude. That shit was so sad.
But once he
Or
reveals
happy
that his
sad.
name was T'Challa,
He snapped. She said, "Who are you?" And he went, "King T'Challa, son of." I was like, oh shit. So he's aware of his culture and he's aware
Yeah.
of his responsibilities.
and
I
that's
was
why
like,
they kept
shit.
him a secret, because T'Challa didn't want him to have
Yeah.
those same pressures.
He needs to, because we need a Black Panther.
Well, see, and that's why it's a cop out, because it's like then they can just say that there's still going to be a Black Panther and his name is, and it's technically going to be T'Challa.
Well, yeah.
So that's where it came into like cop out
Hey,
territory.
This young Avenger, they have to be.
They're going to age him up.
They have, yeah, exactly. They're
They're
gonna do
gonna
some
do
time
something
jump.
like that.
They're, they're gonna be like, yeah, this happened when, like
Yeah.
they're gonna
In the back pages.
Yeah, Marvel is gonna, select their timeline order on which you should watch these films.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm
probably.
saying? So,
And I did like the ending of the Telecon too, when Namor is like, I would follow you into any battle.
right.
And you surrendered to the Wakandans. And he's like, listen, bitch. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
One, she was going to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't. Because she knows that she needs allies. And
Yeah.
when the U.S. eventually comes for them, she's gonna have us, and we'll have them, and we'll have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And still kind of like cryptic. Like, should they trust this guy? Like,
No, you should never trust Namor.
He still has an
The only
agenda.
person who could trust Namor is Emma Frost and Susan Storm. Those are the only two people who can ever trust him. That's because they're the only two that he wants to fuck. I mean, hey.
And so, that pretty much ends right there. And like, will, they need to call upon Namor, or, will there'll be a new reign of Black Panther, and will they share their vibranium and secrets with the world? Like, it's still the questions.
I just can't wait for Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I mean, solely just to see Reed Richards get cucked by Namor.
Yeah. Is him and Doom tied together?
Namor?
And Doom?
No, not really.
Oh, I thought they were.
I mean, through like some shit, like I think they were in the. Actually, I don't know if Doom was in the Cabal. No, because it was Loki, the Hood, Namor, Osborn, Emma Frost, and I think maybe Doom, but I don't think Doom was part of it.
Okay. So
maybe in like one iteration of like just random like supervillain stuff.
So what would you give it?
What did I give Love and Thunder?
I think you got like a 6 or 7.
I'm gonna give this one an 8. And then when we redo Love and Thunder, I'm changing my.
I'm gonna give it a solid 9.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I thought the script was great. Ryan Coogler, the director, I thought he did a really good job. From the light years from the first one, like I was like, wow, he really directed this very well,
and even the CGI was better.
Very, very done, very well. Yeah, I reckon
that train fight scene in the first one is just so cursed.
Yeah,
like forever will tarnish that film.
Like he's figured out that formula. Like, he's got it down packed, and I hope to see future Black Panther films. I hope they're leading into like the Young Avengers and things like that. Which it seems like they are heading in that direction because they have no choice but to make them younger.
Yeah, if they I
mean, you've got Hawk, like you got Hawk, the new Hawkeye. You got probably Ironheart now.
Well, I was gonna say, like, if they do age him up and like keep the rest of the people, like somehow just like he got aged up somehow. Now he's an adult. Because I was saying like the only thing that sucks is that they didn't get to do like a Storm and Black Panther type of thing because they were married in the comics.
Well, you never know.
So that's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking, and I was like, maybe they still can.
Yeah, they can make Storm young. They can make everybody young. They might.
We'll
you won't like. You probably.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want
Storm's
to.
Gonna be 14. Storm. You're gonna be like, God damn it! What the
we
fuck?
already got that with like Alexandra Ship.
Yeah.
Sorry, I call her Alexander Shit.
Is that the one with the mohawk?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah. Did you? Did
I
you
did
like
not
that?
Like that or her performance. Well, wait. We'll talk about this in the after show.
Okay, all right, you guys. That's been another episode of Movie House Next Door. I'm Sherrod.
And I'm Noah. And that's Justin.
And that's Sean on the sound. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
That's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Please, 5 stars, reviews.
Please. We need your support.
That'd be nice. Thank you. Goodbye. Love you.
What? Oh, just some movie.
You like movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite movie?
Ow! Stop!
Oh, man.
Episode 10.
That's the 10th episode?
Wow. Now he's full of black pride. But no, I did not like any of those Fox films. No, I hate all of them.
Okay. I will admit, dude, I used to be obsessed with like X2.
I bet you were.
X2 was the shit to me. I thought that was one of the.
Bless you.
X2 was one of the best ones to me.
I mean, I think they're all kind of bad. The fact that the funniest thing. Well, okay, it's the fact that they do Emma Frost, and she's older than all of them.
They did Emma Frost. She was the girl from
January Jones,
and
that's her real name. I don't know.
that's
what
her name.
else she's in.
Okay, what's that show? What's that show on AMC where he's like smoking cigarettes? Mad Men.
Okay, I was like, I don't know a lot of them. Every show to ever exist.
The guys are smoking cigarettes.
They were just like, we're gonna give you this like cheap fabric cut out to the size of a bra and cardboard as a skirt. And yeah, I'm a Frost. And the fact that
They cosplay.
Oh, so bad.
This is cosplay.
It was so bad. It wasn't even cosplay. It was like quick crafts Emma Frost. And the fact that I think it's whenever Magneto and Xavier come to her whenever she's with that politician and he's like thinks that he's fucking her. And she's just like on the couch like, look at this bozo.
Oh, yeah. I was like, poor guy, but like
you really thought.
he was just sitting
like,
there,
a
dude.
dictator can get you a lot, but it can't get you her.
That shit's so funny.
But she says like, "What's on your mind, sugar?" or something like that. It's like
Mhm.
you can't just have her say "darling."
Oh, is that her signature?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's weird. It's always weird when studios can't say shit. Like maybe it's one of those things where we don't want to say darling
think
because
so.
it's like copywritten. We don't want to. Like,
No, I don't want to give them that. I don't think that's the case
You
at
just
all.
think they're just trying to be unique and different.
I think they're just stupid,
Yeah.
and the films show that enough.
Well, I hope. Well, with the
They killed
the-
Darwin. You remember that?
Oh yeah,
The guy whose power is to adapt to anything.
I know there's a Reddit page like dedicated to that, and they're just
Every week on Twitter.
like, you see that shit
Every week. Remember when the X-Men films killed the one mutant who couldn't die?
I swear,
And it gets thousands of likes every time.
I know it's it triggered people.
Hold on, look.
That shit triggered people.
Was that loud enough? Was that in there?
He starts talking to himself.
Welcome to the ASMR section of the show.
But just with them saying mutants like 350 times.
ASMR. He said ASM.
ASM. But with them saying mutant 350 times throughout this whole like last 4 years, I hope the X-Men films,
They're gonna be shit.
they might be good, man.
I don't think so. I mean, it just depends how they do it.
I don't.
Ryan Reynolds gives me the ick.
I hope they.
I mean, he's just
it's
he
gonna
doesn't
be fun.
he doesn't act. He
I-
just plays.
That movie is probably just gonna be a bunch of fan pleasing stuff. I don't think it's gonna have a real serious tone to the MCU. I think it's just gonna be a one-off for the fans. Because that's what Deadpool is, anyways.
just like fan service.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like even the first one was fan service.
I did not like the first one.
I know you
Did
say
we already
you don't.
talk about
Yeah,
this
yeah,
on the show?
I don't know. We talked about it before.
Yeah,
We have. Oh,
yeah. I didn't, well, go back and listen to that episode.
But- yeah, I think that one's gonna be like whatever.
The second one was a lot better. Hopefully, this one's they keep up that momentum.
But
I think they are trying to get clout from ooh, they could be going to the MCU.
who? I think they are, but I don't know if it's gonna hold like any weight to like the to throw the story forward in the MCU.
Oh,
with
that
Deadpool.
too with Alexander Shit. She was saying, like, why would they recast Storm? That's so stupid. We could just go into like nobody wants a 14-year-old Storm, and nobody wants you as Storm. Like, shut the fuck up, please.
Whoa. Jeez.
Seriously.
Well, Jamal, don't pull out the knife.
This is an anti-Alexandra ship. I will say your name correctly that one time, just so
No.
we know exactly who we're anti.
No, but I feel what Noah's saying, but
Well, she had just said like a lot of annoying stuff during that time.
but just when they just, I guess to me, when they make characters younger, it just kind of takes away from that character itself. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, and we don't need young X-Men.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want that.
You know, I guess 25 to 30, like seasoned, experienced X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like First Class was okay.
And they made that shit so stupid too. Like, Alex is literally Scott's younger brother. How do you fuck that up?
Oh yeah,
Like, what are you talking about?
yeah. That's right.
And why is Mystique naked? Like, just say you're a pervert and move on.
Hey, he's got great points. Like Mystique is clothed. Like she has clothes on.
Technically,
in the
her
comic.
clothing is her skin, but she's not
Well,
just walking around like
naked. Yeah,
Yeah.
She can make clothes.
yeah. It's like okay,
That is true.
only whenever she's looks like a human, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like them casting Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique because
People hated her for that role.
But you know why? Because she was Jennifer Lawrence and she wasn't blue the entire time. Like most of the time, she was Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
And it's because it's Jennifer Lawrence. Like
They want to see her.
Exactly. And
I remember one time someone was just like, she wasn't even Mystique. They just made her Katniss Everdeen. She was the champion. I was like, well, that's not necessarily her fault.
you're right.
That's the writer's fault.
Right.
Like, that has nothing to do with her. Like, that they're writing her off to be a savior or whatever.
So I feel what you mean about making them like younger and things
Yeah, I
of
want
that
like in their
nature.
30s.
Yeah, this season, like
Yeah. Like, and a Jean Grey that isn't passing out from, like, lifting up a pencil and screaming, Scott!
it's got like not making it better.
She's like, the focus totality of my psychic power, and I lift this leaf, and now she's knocked out.
Has a nosebleed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was a mess.
But I hope they do a better job of casting
I
and
mean,
stuff like that. Huh?
I watched
What?
The Battle of the Bastards.
The Game of Thrones one?
oh my god. I'm just so over Jon Snow fucking rhetoric at this point.
Fuck that.
Are they making the show?
I don't know.
I hope not. Are you talking about that damn Jon Snow show?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope they do.
You know what? Look.
If they don't bring Daenerys' ass back to life, okay, and you know how many people die?
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So, can you
She was the princess who was promised.
This is my gripe with Jon Snow. Like
He's a cuck and an asshole. That's my problem with him. He's a piece of shit.
the
That don't help.
no the why doesn't he have like white hair? Like I don't get it. The Targaryen
I mean, not
blood
all
is so.
Targaryens do, but
Do you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he came from such a strong bloodline. There was no reason for his hair not to be white.
Well, even House of Dragon. None of her.
yeah, like not all of them are gonna have it, but it is like
It's in their
But
blood.
I know,
but I think what I'm saying is like they really I guess they show like if you're the man like
That would fuck the whole show up.
but that's what I'm saying. That's where
Oh, he's talking right at the back.
that's what I'm saying though. But with Rhaenyra, she not to be sexist, I think the show is sexist at this point, but they say it like on the standpoint of like, if you're a woman, your genes won't show, but if you're a man, your genes will show. Just like with the high towers, like both for kids. Do you see what I'm saying?
You're sexist.
No, they're sexist. So what I'm saying is, it's like, it's just weird that Jon Snow didn't come out with white hair because his dad came from such a strong like Targaryen bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
That's a loop. That's like a plot hole to me. Or you're saying like the Stark blood was that strong, and
I think what they're saying is that Jon Snow just had plot armor from birth.
Right.
He literally got revived like 3 times.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I'm so tired of him.
Once.
No, it was like twice
one
at
time
least.
too many.
Once. Because he had Targaryen blood or magic in his blood. That's what I'm just. That's why I get out of it.
Who got revived about 5 times. He wasn't like a.
Oh yeah, but he's like
He was just meant to be alive.
He was like
The Lord of the Light.
Yeah, Lord of the Light. Yeah. But
The flaming sword.
I'm pulling for Jon Snow. He needs the throne.
He don't need no damn throne. Throne of skulls, maybe.
And they throw in like the Targaryen past.
Okay.
And like the families and shit. And every time.
I'm just so over Jon Snow. Yeah, all 6 seasons. Someone had posted on Twitter, they were just like, this was the best season finale ever, blah, blah, blah. And it was the end of season 6 where they're...
going over to Westeros?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the end of the show. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean that season finale? This was the end of the show.
Oh, so you didn't think they were going to make any more?
No, like
time?
Someone had posted it recently.
Okay.
And like, this is the best season finale. Like, no, what do you mean season finale? The best end of a show? They didn't make any more after this. You didn't know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I haven't finished it.
I don't know what else to do.
What do you mean? We haven't even like decided when we're gonna do that.
Yeah. Whatever.
No, we've talked about how we're going to do it. I mean, we're doing just audio with that one, right? That's what I'm saying. We've just like flirted with the idea. I need.
No, Mr. Rod said, I want to do this. Let's get it going. And then the host just never watched it. So there's like the
Well, I haven't been giving a deadline.
Oh, yeah.
Sean, you can't even watch your tone. How would you start with that?
What episode do you on?
I finished 6, but I still gotta rewatch it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a computer or laptop?
I had a laptop.
You
Yeah,
had a laptop?
Mm-hmm.
We need to send them home with the extra mics that we're not using. And that way, like, anytime, like, they watch something, like, they literally live together, so they can literally just set it up on the go.
I was literally.
XLR.
Okay.
Or y'all can take these mics home.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll let Sherrod do that. I'm not being responsible for this.
No, it's all XLR.
Okay.
You gotta have this.
That whole thing.
No.
Oh, that plug-in. Okay.
Which they got cheap.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the male and female?
UPC, BBG, TGV.
You gotta have that plug in. So like the mixer is
CP.
Oh, we need to make it so he can connect it to his laptop. That'd be US microphone.
I mean, I got a USB microphone.
No, they got like a 3-channel.
Listen, I got AirPods. Connected to that.
You got AirPods?
Yeah.
We can try that.
Okay.
But they have like 3 channels. Like this is plugged up USB. But you have to plug a mic into it.
Yeah.
But it has preamp and shit. But you can buy like a little box, plug 2 microphones into it.
Little box.
And then also the like y'all was watching Too Fast, Too Furious. We could do that shit here. Like we put this somewhere. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that would be good.
Like flip the set Big around. ass TV taking half the wall and you can't even use it. Yeah. December. Can we do Hereditary? Have you
Hereditary?
watched that? Have you watched that?
What's that? It's scary. Yeah,
it's like a thriller.
No, it doesn't know.
Said it's elevator horror, you wouldn't get it.
Aren't we gonna be doing like Christmas-esque films? Like if we're gonna do a horror film and that, I want to do Black Xmas. Stay on theme,
Ooh.
maybe. Want to do that?
It's a family film.
Black
You know?
Xmas.
No, I'm talking about Hereditary. Like,
Oh.
it's like a Christmas movie. Hands down. Yeah, like family. What's more
Can you
Christmas
spell
than
Hereditary?
family?
Hereditary.
You already got it all wrong.
What's Black Xmas about?
Christmas. Oh my god, that's Kwanzaa. Get your shit right.
No, that's Wakanda.
I think it's a remake. But it's just like a horror Christmas film.
Okay. I want to do Home Alone 2.
Why you want the Donald Trump cameo?
Dude, that's my. That's the
Kanye
best.
is
That's
calling
the
out
best
the
one.
Illuminati.
Home Alone 2 is the best one. And the one that like is the most ridiculous.
That's one where he's in the hotel, yeah.
Yeah,
He's in New York or whatever.
It's so funny.
Those parents just need to stop leaving that little boy alone.
Man, that's what makes the second one so like fucking
Macaulay
ridiculous.
Culkin.
Because it's like leaving your kid at home, like that's.
But now you're leaving him alone in New York? In New York?
Dude, getting on the wrong plane.
Yeah, he followed his dad.
He thought it was his dad.
The dad had the jacket.
And then he bumped into the.
He was changing his batteries on his wall.
Yeah. Like he could have done this shit on the fucking plane.
Yeah, why was he so worried about it? He's fucking recording people on the way to the plane.
He's a peeper. He's a little pervert. And that's what it
He's
was.
a criminal. That's what he is.
You're talking about his dad?
Huh?
I'm talking about his dad?
No, Kevin is a criminal. The little kid is a criminal.
Oh.
Did you know his mom was Sally on Nightmare Before Christmas too? That's our
Really?
Oh, we should
Well,
do
in
that
real
one
life?
too.
In real life?
Huh?
In real life?
What?
You said that was his mom?
No. His mom on the movie.
Oh, okay. Well,
We can do Nightmare Before Christmas as well.
yeah. Yeah.
What else is a Christmas?
What's Hereditary about?
It's about a little girl. And she does things.
It's just family drama, pretty much, with the twist.
Is it with the
Think
twist?
Salt Lake City, but they're all related.
All right. We had to come up with a list for December, I guess. I want to double up a lot.
I'm down.
Like, I wasn't ready to double up tonight, but because I thought, no.
Yeah, like what the fuck? You gotta tell me that I
No,
gotta
it
watch
wasn't.
this film.
No, yeah. Y'all kind of threw me off too. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I was down to do
Yeah.
a double episode, but I mean, if y'all would have told me like yesterday, I would have been like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's Chris's fault. Yeah,
I don't know. Something tells me that was your fault. What the hell is that?
nothing. But yeah, I want to double
Yeah.
episode pretty much as we can. To be
Yeah.
honest, it makes my workflow like a lot easier
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
because like a lot of the times like
When we say double up, do we mean like we're still gonna do it once a week, but we're gonna be doing 2?
Yeah.
backlog.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way we'll We can have a
or double
we-
up, and then we do one double up, and then we have the next Saturday off.
yeah.
We can-
Do y'all mean like that, or do y'all want to double up every Saturday?
We can double up every Saturday after the holidays,
Okay.
but right now it's easier for me like just skip
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
way,
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, doing 2 episodes every week does
No,
not
yeah,
help.
no,
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine with me. That's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, because that way I don't have to. Sean can like send me the audio pretty quick. He's really good about getting it to me pretty quick. But that way I can edit 2 weeks worth of episodes in 1 week, and then that whole week,
I can just be preparing for the next time.
yeah. Then
Yeah.
I get to relax and
No, he's not coming over here.
that's my baby.
But yeah, I'm down with that. Cause honestly, like it's like watching movies and taking notes and shit. That shit is like
That's fine. I don't take notes. It's all in my head. It's all in my noggin.
that shit is.
Yeah. I try to take notes, and then, like, I find myself not watching the movie. Then I'm like, I gotta rewind this 10 times.
It helps for me. It helps like when you think like a obvious plot point is right there, like either just right after you watch it, be like, wow, that's an important scene, and just write this scene and then like tag it. I skipped over. There were so many scenes in Black Panther that like we just covered like the plot points on what changed like the flow of the movie.
If we do, my friends after we watched Black Panther, they were asking if we were gonna do live streams too, and I was like, we actually were like kind
Yeah.
of sort of talking about that. Well, work harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's wrong with it? Is it the computer or is it you? A little bit of both. Got him.
We're gonna figure something out. The 10th. So if we
Of December?
I have a meeting in Nashville that morning.
Is that on a Saturday or something?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta be there by 10.
We're letting them know all of our
Mhm.
our industry secrets.
Huh?
We're letting them know all of our secrets of when we record and shit.
But yeah.
We could do Star Wars too. Well, I know I definitely want to.
Not me either. I've never seen
Okay, well, you haven't seen half the shit we talk about. And you haven't seen half the shit that you talk about.
Like
Talk
what?
about this is the Godfather superhero movies. Motherfucker hasn't even seen the Godfather.
No, what I meant by that is it changed.
No,
like-
you can't. Well, you can't mean nothing if you don't even know what you're talking about.
No, I knew. No, they didn't base it off The Godfather. I was saying God.
How do you know they didn't?
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm saying.
Alfred was actually Fredo.
No, I'm saying Godfather was a
You come to me
a culture changing film, and I was saying so was.
But
The
how do
Dark
you know
Knight.
that?
What do you mean?
You say it with your whole
I'm just
chest,
saying
but you
that's
can't
what-
even back it
No,
up.
I'm saying that's what people say.
Yeah,
Just
but
like
you
they
can't.
say-
Okay, and
I agree with them when they say that
but
Yeah.
how can you agree if you haven't even seen The Godfather?
because both of them are undeniable culture changing films. Like
But
even
how
if
do
I
you know
haven't
that
seen,
if you've never even seen it?
because
You can't go to bat for something you've never seen before.
no, no, that's not true. That's not true.
It is.
No, if people say Eminem was the greatest of all time and people really don't listen to Eminem like that, they would be like, I agree. I'm not gonna deny it, but
It's kind of bandwagon though.
And
you think about
also,
it.
with that, you'd be lying too.
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna go off like history of movie critics when they all say like The Godfather was one of the greatest movies of all time. I can't not digest that. Like, no, it's not.
But you also can't say, yeah, it is.
Well, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is they say that film was game changing. I say The Dark Knight was game changing.
No,
I don't have to see. I don't have to.
You could say that, but you can't compare it to The Godfather.
Yes, I can. With
No,
the
you
dialogue.
can't. You never done watched it.
I'm not comparing the movie. I'm comparing the impact they had on culture. That's what I'm comparing.
That's valid.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying.
There's two sides to the coin, but it's like saying, what's a good example? It's like music.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's like music. Like you can say like T-Pain, and Kanye created a whole, generation of music and have not
auto-tune,
listened to anything
And be
they
like,
made.
yeah.
You can experience the fruits of their labor without listening to like the main.
You can experience the fruits of the labor, but I don't think it's valid for you to use that as like referencing points for yourself.
This is where it gets fucked up because it's a 2-for-1. So if The Godfather wasn't named The Godfather, you would use that as, like they say, that's the Godfather of film. But it's named The Godfather, so it's catch-22.
Huh?
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
No, you don't. I don't.
I think I'm on.
I get what you're saying.
So,
I don't
You're
know. It
on
sounds like
something,
gatekeeping
and it's
to me.
crack. I'm just kidding.
so what's the greatest film of all time? You couldn't say that's The Dark Knight.
No,
It's The Godfather. You see what I'm saying? You're using The Godfather as a term and the movie.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But I also think that it's a false statement.
Hey, we have our,
No, I'm not talking about. Like, not only has he never seen The Godfather, so I don't think that he should use that as a reference because he doesn't know what he's referencing. But I also think that it's a false statement.
No. Well, okay, I get.
Huh?
You try, yeah.
Hey, we all entitled to our
We
opinions.
100% disagree with you.
We all have our opinions. We all have them. But yeah,
And it's okay for your opinion to be wrong.
hey, I'm okay with that too.
Okay, I'm glad
I'm
you
okay
are.
with that too.
I'm glad. I want you to be content with that.
So this has
you're
been
wrong.
another episode of Movie House Next Door. Oh man. Yeah, I'll take a shot.
You do that shit when we're off the mic.
We closed it twice already.